Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. Okay, you should never do anything on a dare. All right, you should never ever do anything on a dare. But I don't know what happened. I was in Geek Dad live stream. I was in Geek Dad live stream, and yeah, afterwards, a couple of guys in that stream, and I was just there to support Jay. I was having some fun. I was saying, hey Jay, you're gonna drop soon. You're on your last legs, and Jay kind of said, oh Mega Jay, you're right. I'm fading here, and he was literally fading. Like I don't know how he was. I have no idea how he was still up. Like it was absolutely crazy. That's willpower, sheer willpower alone is what kept him going. Um, so yeah, it was crazy. You can't see me. That's interesting. How come you can't see me? Hold on here, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Stop the camera. All right. Can you see me now? That's interesting. All right. Can you guys see me now? You can't see anything. Oh no, that's not good. Hold on, guys. Let me try something here. I will be back momentarily. I have returned. Can everybody see me, or are we still having a problem? No, in the void. Is there still here? Is there no picture? Like seriously, this is a brand new camera. There's a brand new camera here, and no one. Oh, you can see me now. Okay, there we go. Technical difficulties averted. Technical difficulties averted. It is what it is. Anyway, back to my story. It's not much of a story, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, I was in Geek Dad live stream, and I was just typing, having a lot of fun, saying, "Jay, you're fading fast," and he was literally fading fast. So he's going about it, and he's basically like, "Oh man, it's so rough." And then at the end, for whatever reason, a few people were like, Mega Jay, you should go and do another stream after this. And I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? And all of a sudden, I guess Jay over at Geek Dad Life is like, oh Jay, are you waiting for us to end so that you can start your own stream? Guys, head over to Mega J stream. I'm like, what? What's happening here? So it was just crazy. Yeah, some a hole named Ken 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 Kenny Ken. Sorry, I'm having Tourette's here. Yeah, some dude dared me to do another live stream, and I was like, screw it. I have something to talk about anyway. I have something to talk about. I was gonna make a video about this, and I was gonna post it earlier today, but I decided, you know what, screw it. Let's just do it right now. Why not? So yeah, here we are. We're talking about this tonight, and yeah, I got a lot of things to say about this. But before we get into any of that, I want to thank everybody here who was nice enough to show up tonight. Because you know what, dang, I didn't think we were gonna go live tonight. Like, holy crap! Nolan's in the house. What's going on, brother? Sir Clifton is in the house. Good to see everybody. No, speaking moistly, what's going on, brother? Ashman55, how's it going tonight? Nolan again. Master Versal Toy Hunter, what's going on, Eldor? Good to see you, my friend. Juan Soto from Puerto Rico. Good to see you, Juan. Hola, my friend. Sir Clifton again. Master Verso. Maniac Plastic Toy Shop is in the house. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Luis Gonzalez. Where's Jay? I am right here. We are here, my friend. Ashman 55. So I'm located in the desert, and it's also near a desert of Motu. I've not seen anything after the first Merman wave for Masterverse. Ouch. That is tough, my friend. That is a tough pill to swallow. Wow, that's crazy. Banana Plastic Toy Shop again. Luis Gonzalez. Merman is a Merman in the desert. Ooh. Death saves. I've been getting Masterverse stuff from the bargain stores, the ones that buy pallets of stuff and sell everything for flat tires. Ooh. That is a place. But you know what? At least you're getting them at discounted prices. That is something to be looking forward to. Danny Rodriguez, time for some Mega J Retro. Thank you so much, Danny. Good to see you, my friend. Randall Guzig, what's going on, Randall? Always good to see you, brother. Thank you again for being here tonight. Toy Connections, see you soon. Hey, Toy Connections. You enabler, my friend. You are an enabler. Enabler, my friend. Luis Gonzalez, be patient. Yes, of course. Lara V, what's going on, Lara? How's it going? Good to see you. Long time to see Lara V in the chat. Red Knock Ronson, what's going on, brother? Wake up, Jay. It was in the darkness for a while, wasn't it? Apparently it was the darkness. Sir Clifton, Juan Soto. Yeah, I've seen a lack of new things, and well as well. And like you, it doesn't look good. But maybe we'll see something in the coming weeks. I'm hoping so too, my friends. I really am. Yes, use those emojis. Use them, Nolan. Yes. Hey, Silver K's in the house. What's going on, Kayla? How's it going? Good to see you. Black Phoenix 77. Mattel Classics is something Scott Knightley pulled out of his keister. Looks like people already know what we're going to talk about tonight. So anyway, Black Phoenix again. Jeff Morris, no video? No, it's here. We are live. We are actually live. Luis Gonzalez cannot see us. Okay. There was some technical difficulties, so we got it figured out. I know, Kayla, we can't see anything. Addy Boy, what up, Jay? What up, Addy Boy? What's going on? Are we in the fright zone, Luis? No, we're okay. We are okay. Jeff Morris, it's all black. It's all black. No, M Kent, yeah, your screen is still black. Okay, don't worry. We had it fixed. Emerald Night Photo is still dark. Everybody's very, very concerned. Oh, are we still actually? I can see you. Okay, yeah. It looks like we're back. The negative site. Nope. Ramen Toy still couldn't see at that point. Brennan Barnes. Just saw the Mattel logo. Okay, well at least something was working. Some sorcery this is. Yes, it is. Raro. Aldis Turner. Nope. Not didn't tune in yet. Gideon Dredd is in the house. Good to see you. Luis Gonzalez again. Anybody else? King Panther. Jay, is this your version of Jay After Dark? I'm not a fan. No, not a big fan of it at all. And Jeff Morris says, yes, we're good. Nolan says we're good. Hayden Dredd says we're good. All right. Toy Connections, we're back online. Media Plaza Toy Shop. MKet. Sci-Fi and Toy Fan. What's up, Jay? What's going on, Sci-Fi and Toy Fan? Thanos Copter. There you are. Hey, there I am. Frankie Rivera can see me. Right, Ken. Kumusta ka, pare? Good to see you. Reverse John Cena. Yes. The Southern Cause. Good to see you, brother. Speaking moistly, the Void looked better. Yes. Unfortunately, I cannot fix this unfortunate face, but we'll have to make do with what we see on the screen right now. Luis Gonzalez can see again. You're 8K. Congratulations, brother. That's awesome. Toy Connection. Some some a-hole did actually dare me to come back on tonight. Star Wars, collecting Star Wars. Sup, cool kids? It's much better that you're here, brother. Raymond Chong, what's going on, Raymond? Saw you there on GDL stream. Yeah. Closing streams. Yep. We were crossing. We're not crossing the streams. I was not even planning on going on tonight. But you know what? I got dared into it, for crying out loud. Kayla, obviously he tried and mixed things up. he was tired and mixed things up. Yes, he was super tired. He was literally fading as we were watching. It was crazy. Toy Connections. Ken who? Street Fighter 1? Barbie's boyfriend? Oh my gosh. All those crazy Kens. Reroom Trading. What's going on, brother? All right, let's keep going. Gotta go through this all. Wolf Dead Collectibles is the house. My buddy Customs. Hey, Budrick, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hey, Jay in chat, how's everybody? Bud, we gotta get together for a live stream one day, brother. We gotta get together for a live stream. Eric Mendez, what's going on, my friends? Jeff Nichols, Jose Aguilar, good to see you, my friend. Lord Hoagie, good to see you. Mecha Man Blade, Chinovo is in the house. Gwildor, good evening, Gwildor. Anybody else? Joe C, very good to see you, brother. Duchess of Darkness in the house. What's going on, Duchess? Long time. Or it's just I've been so busy. Odin01, good to see you, my friend. Batfan1 is in the house. Who else is man? Wow, well, I can't believe everybody's up so late at night on a Monday night. Crazy. Rhea, moo. Timothy Tangerman, Tangeman, Timothy Tengaman. Jay, what gives this guy? Why give this guy any credence? It's not. Here's the thing, guys, and I got to remind you, uh, Scott has been, he was an executive at Mattel, and we do have to give him that kind of respect. That much is true. But at the same time, he's putting out videos, and they just happen to be interesting topics to talk about. So very interesting on this one too. There are a lot of there are a lot of good points that I want to bring up anyway. And of course, he does bring up some interesting ideas. Birds in a box. Vid is good for me. Thank you, my friend. Good. Thank you for the confirmation. Renegade Biker 24. Good to see you, brother. Anybody else that we haven't said hi to? Mr. Cheeseburger. Yes, dude, you're one of the people who told me to go live. So I mean, like, come on. Oz is in the house. Hey, Oz, do me a favor. Help me mod today because I'm. If you want to, hey Oz, if you want to jump in, let me know. Just go ahead and jump in, if you want, because I do want to talk about this. It's a bit of it's a thing. It's a thing. Anybody else? Oh, John Brooks. What's going on, John? Good to see you from the Philippines. Kamusta kapare? Good to see you, Mike. Giralico. Mark Giralico. I'm sorry, my friend. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh boy, more toy goo predictions. How does everyone know this? How does everybody know this was a toy guru thing? I didn't even. There's nothing a toy guru there. That's not what it said. Anyway, so you guys have figured it out. You guys are so smart. I'm down for a live stream whenever you are. Sure, brother. You know what? By all means. Would love to have you on. Let's see here. Anybody else? Ozerman Oz is still in the house. Good to see you. I think we're getting close. Mket. What up, Jay? Good to see you, brother. Juan Soto's back. Frankie Rivera, everybody. Sunny Diego Productions. Hitler was a leader of German people. Do you still respect him? Easy, guys. Easy there. Holy crap, that was a bit close to the quick, man. KW, great to see everybody. Good to see you too, KW. D Spirits in the house. Black Phoenix 77, good to see you. And Ashman 55, great, beautiful stuff. All right, so Oz is going to join us too. Excellent. So I'm not going to do this alone. I am not going to do this alone. This is going to be fun. All right, kids. So, yeah, I'm at the end of the day, I am interested in Master Universe continuing the line. I'm always interested in that. It is my number one favorite property, bar none. And you know what? Whenever news comes out from Master Universe, I tend to cover it because again, I'm so interested. I'm just chomping at the bit to find out if there's anything that's going to happen, whether it's good or bad for the line. Right? There have been some misses with the Master Universe, but for the most part, it's been a pretty decent ride, and I'm really happy to be a part of that. In being able to report about it. Not that I actually have any part in Master Universe. God, I wish I did, but today, yeah, Spectre Creative decided to drop a video, and I watched it, and I thought, interesting take, very very interesting take, and you know what, I wasn't gonna do a video tonight. I really wasn't. But after being encouraged to do one, I said, you know what, this is as good a time as any to talk a little bit about what's happening with the rumor mill, right? What's been happening out there. Jay over Get Dad Life just arrived back from Germany, and he did confirm some certain things. So I figured, why not go ahead and discuss this with you wonderful folks. If anyone was actually going to show up tonight, and apparently there are people here to talk about this, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Juan Pablo Solarte. Hello, Jay. Hello, Juan. Good to see you, my friend. Naive Steve, what's going on, brother? A lot of Motu news for a line that's dying, huh? Well, you know what? It is an interesting time to be a Motu fan, 100%. Budrick, were you talking about tonight, me being on the stream, or another day? Just curious. Well, Bud, if you want to come on, I mean, like, I'm cool with that. I mean, yeah, sure. If Bud, why not? Let's give me a second. Hold on. Let me find you first. I guess that'll be the most important part. Let's do a search. So my buddy, there it is. My buddy. Okay, come on, go. Man, that takes forever. What the heck? Are you serious? Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so message. Hey, bud. All right, there you go, Budrick. Let's chat, Brent. Let's chat, my friend. All right, so yeah, we're gonna have Budrick join us tonight, which is gonna be a lot of fun. Um, thank you, Kayla. You're awesome. Appreciate that. Squatchy Toy Dad. What's going on, brother? Scott's new video is a way to say it's canceled but not canceled. So no matter what, he's technically correct. Well, you know what? Let's talk about it then. If that is the message, let's talk about it. Jay, what is your favorite Skeletor version of all time? That is a tough question, dude. That is a tough question. I do have to say that no matter what, I've always been super into the Frank Langella version of Skeletor. I think on a screen presence, it's one of the greatest performances for Skeletor ever, and I stand by that because honestly, he was deliciously evil as Skeletor, Frank Langella. Holy crap, what a presence on screen! Really carried the movie, and his action figure when Super 7 released him right here, top notch, absolute boss. I'm hoping that I'm gonna have the same love for the character that's been made by Mattel when it finally arrives at my door because I am super excited by it. Being able to actually, because I can't open this guy anymore. I just can't. I was gonna open him. I came close to opening him up multiple times. Multiple times, I was close to opening this guy up, and then all of a sudden, bang! We get hit with the announcement that Mattel Creations is making their own. I was like, dang, what am I gonna do now? Like crazy. All right, guys, you know what? It's awesome to have friends talking about this together. So why the heck not? Let's bring in two very special guests tonight. Because heck, I don't want to do this alone. It is dangerous to talk about these things by yourself. I'm just kidding. No, seriously, it's a lot. No matter what, this is all in good fun. And at the end of the day, we really should talk about these things. So first one I want to bring in is, of course, a friend of the channel. And, of course, he has a wonderful channel of his own. Guys, please help me welcome Oz Toys. What's going on, Oz? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, brother. I was actually pretty tired, just getting ready to finish doing some housework and get myself to bed for work tomorrow. But when Mega J goes and says, "Hey, man, jump online," and you're like, you know what? This is a big topic. And this is one of my favorite lines of all time, too. I can't say no. I got to go.
I got you, and I appreciate that, Oz. Thank you so much. And brand new to the streaming scene, we do have a very good friend of the channel, huge supporter of the channel, huge supporter of multiple channels, and hero to
Yes.
some. You know what I mean? Unsung hero to some, but we hope to get his channel up and running to the nth degree. Please welcome my buddy Customs, Budrick. What's going on, bud?
Hey man, what's up? Sorry, I'm not gonna be on cam.
That's okay.
My phone is about 37%.
It's
So
all right, brother. Don't worry. It's just great to have you here tonight.
yeah, it's
How are
great
you
to be
doing,
here.
bud?
I'm doing great. I just took some photos with the resin printed Modi I have. I set up a little
Nice.
display and I posted those and cleaned all that up. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm hoping to record my first video this week.
Oh, that's excellent. Guys, if you
Yeah,
want to check out some awesome customs, definitely head over to my buddy Customs on Instagram. He does some amazing customized work, and you guys will love it. And of course, Bud, tell us
thank
about your
you.
new YouTube channel you're going to be starting up.
Yeah, well, thanks to this Ozhole here, the king of Ozholes.
What? What are you
he
talking about?
he has been on me about starting a channel, and I'm like, well, what would I call myself? And instantly he was like, well, what about my buddy's customs? And I'm like, oh well, dude, that's such a good name. I have to make a channel now. And we just started going back and forth about doing a little like icon for the channel and whatnot, and we came across something that was really cool, and then it got too big. There's too much stuff in it, but I was like, oh, we could add a trail of smoke, a castle shaped like Grayskull in the background, the drawbridge opened, do a bursting star light coming out of it, a silhouetted figure, and it just turned into this big mess. I'm like, all right, well, I'll kind of sketch out something. So I sketched out this really neat logo that I posted on my page. And yeah, we're going to be working on getting that together. And then, but yeah, I always kind of wanted to do a YouTube channel, but I don't like showing my face a lot. I have a bit of a stutter, so like talking a lot, not really my thing. But I figured if I did do something, be painting figures, and I want to do like time lapse videos with like music in the background, and I'll talk a little bit about like what kind of paint I use, or if I'm going to be dry brushing, this is what I do, and just kind of a nice chill music while I paint.
You know what, Bud? There are a lot of no face channels, so
Yeah,
definitely it could happen. But at the end of the day, a good face reveal always makes for a good video.
yeah, and
So
I definitely have shown my face on a few lives
yeah,
before, but
yeah, absolutely.
YouTube for now, I'll kind of keep it as it is. And I really wanted, since I started on Instagram, I wanted to keep doing stuff on Instagram. So I thought, well, why don't I have the community help influence some of the customs that I do?
Sure, sure.
So I'll do Instagram lives showing the figures I'm going to paint. They can say, hey, well, what if you did the belt in this color? And if I like that color, I'll be like, cool, I'll add that. I'll like, write their name down, credit them in the video. And one of the things I was talking with Oz about that'd be really cool is I've been really getting into like diorama work. So I want to make custom cardboard dioramas on the cheap, because I was looking around on, I think it was on Big Bad. There's this really cool dungeon fold out diorama you can do. You can like build up. It's got like a staircase, walls, and pillars, but it's cardboard and it's $70. And to some people, they'll gladly buy that, but to me, it's like I could just make it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have the community decide which kind of background I want to do. If they wanted me to do a dungeon, the forest, vine jungle, maybe outside of Snake Mountain, that kind of desolate desert area, and they can kind of help influence the way I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that in like a video series. So
That is a very interesting way of doing a YouTube channel. So yeah,
yeah,
definitely, guys, definitely check out My Buddy's Customs. I think you guys are gonna love it. Well, let's get started, guys, because we got a very interesting topic tonight. First thing I wanted to do is to thank our channel member supporters. These guys make this channel possible, and I really do appreciate all their support. I'm not going to read, I'll just go ahead. Princess Cagley, Old IT Guy, Robert Ken 33, Joseph Michaels, Gamer Bud, Gamer Bud's right here. Maniac Plastic Toy Shop, Jordan from Canada, Nolan, Master Versal Toy Hunter, John Mahia, Mitchell Bennett, Randall Guzig, Schwarzmat, Snell's World, Skyfall, Emmett Toy Canada, Palpatine 1975, Darth Kumar, Smoked Ham, Tony Olivero, Kevin Herbert, Efren Rivera, Rufus Roger, Nolan, the other Nolan, John Joker, Sir Clifton, Terrence St. John, and of course, Oz Mendes Toys, who's here as well, Justin Huffman, and Bella. Thank you guys ever so much for all the support. You guys are the best. And of course, guys, if you guys want to check out or become a channel member, please, you can just do it right now here on the channel, or you can become a Patreon member by checking out MegaJ Retro on Patreon. So, guys, interesting topic today. Scott, Spectre Creative Nightlick has gone ahead and created another wonderful video for us to take a look at, and it is called Introducing Classics, the new home for Masters of the Universe and every other Mattel brand 2. Now, honestly, seriously, I've never heard of this. Has anybody heard of Mattel Classics? I'm completely at a loss here. Guys, please in the chat, let us know. Have you ever heard of Mattel Classics? Oz, tell me, like, what did you think when you heard this? This is crazy.
Well, the first I heard of it was today when he went ahead and, posted this video up. I was just getting off of work and I get this notification and I'm like, what the, and honestly, I was like, do I really want to watch this or do I not? I was like, you know what? Let me see what he's going and talking about now. And I pulled it up and I thought maybe he was talking about they were going to return to, Masters Universe Classic. And then he started getting into everything else with it. And I guess what he's trying to say is, we all saw that they showed off some of those older toys earlier this year, bringing them back into the mainstream, I guess you could say, through Mattel Creations. And I was just like, are they going to be doing like the similar packaging now? Like, honestly, it has me asking a bunch more questions than it really helped answer with anything. But, I don't know if he's just trying to stir up some more controversy because the last couple videos haven't hit as big as the other one did. But, it's, I don't know what to think of him anymore. However, I know that when I did go into Walmart this past weekend when I was doing some toy hunting, and I noticed there were no Masters of the Universe section in this particular Walmart. And I asked the guy who was working in the toy department, and I said, "Are you guys carrying the Masters of the Universe lines anymore?" And he said no. Like, he looked it up. He had to look it up. And he was just like, it does not look like we are carrying them anymore. Now, this was one out of a couple that I hit yesterday, and others still had product on the shelves and everything else. So it might be that at some locations, if it's not really selling or not really moving, they might be consolidating to stores where they have seen product movement. So I'm not sure what this classic line is that's going to be coming out, but I think it'll be interesting to take a look at and really dive into what it means for the future, especially since it's supposed to be more than just Masters of the Universe. We're talking Barbie and several of their other brands.
But what are your thoughts on this? I mean, like, have you ever heard of Mattel Classics?
Mattel Classics, no. Motu Classics, well, I think everyone here has. I did not watch the video, and not because I have any like hate for Scott, but when it comes to anything he talks about, like classics, the figures he worked on, I will watch every single video when he breaks down the characters, how they came to be, how we got to make them, the behind the scenes. I'll watch any of that. But just to me personally, I feel he gets a little, I don't know, maybe salty about Mattel's new like origin line, like, and this is just my personal thought. Maybe he just feels since he tried to get his to like a retail and it didn't, that just some of his videos he comes off a bit salty. But if it is true that this is going to be the new thing, I mean, if it's a new thing alongside of what we have, cool. If Origins is disappearing or Masterverse is going to disappear at some point sooner rather than later, hopefully later, what are these new classic figures going to be? Are they just going to be the retro 80s figures in newer packaging, kind of like the commemorative packaging figures they put out years ago? I mean, that would be cool, but then also kind of got to wonder, is it going to be collector grade price? Are they going to be affordable? Am I going to have to pay $60 for a vintage looking He-Man in a cool package? Or is it going to be like the vintage one? Or maybe it's going to be origin pricing? There's too many questions. And already with everything that's stirred up with him, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to know. I just kind of want to live in my little world of collecting Origins and collecting Masterverse and being happy with what I'm doing. I just hope nothing's coming to an end. And I don't think it is, but there's always just that part of my brain just like, what if? What if he's actually right?
Yep. And Luis Gonzalez says feels the same as Buddy Customs about the Toy Guru. So Oz, we should touch a little bit on what you said. Now, I for one have always been someone who's been looking at this very objectively, and I said from the get-go, many times in multiple streams, Scott could be right. He could be right in so much that big box retail might no longer be interested in Masters of the Universe. It's possible. It's very, very possible. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't be picked up by Amazon, by fan channels, by mom and pop comic book stores. You know what I mean? There's nothing that says that. And of course, there is the big direct market from Mattel Creations, right? And as we know, Jay from Geek Life, he just came back from Germany, where he says proof positive that he actually saw all of these already made figures ready to go, and he asked the rep at the show, "Are these going to end in 2023?" And she gave him a weird look and said, "These are going on until the fall." Right? So it seems to me that this seems to be the case. The other thing as well, Oz, on that note is, and I'm going to ask this to the chat, has anybody actually been really hunting their regular Motu line in Walmart and Target anymore? Or are you resorting to going online? I'm going to put it to you guys, Oz, Bud, are you guys actually hunting Master Universe in stores or online? What has been your experience so far?
I am out there every weekend hunting these toys at multiple Walmarts, multiple Targets. I live in Baltimore. We're very dense with how many Walmarts and Targets we have in the area. I can drive within very close proximity. Like within an hour, I can hit at least 3 or 4 of each. And all I've been finding is the same wave that's been on shelves since last January. And that's that wave 7 or wave 8 with Jitsu and Naked Stratos. And just because of that, it forces you to start looking at going online to get the figures that you want, because they're just not found in store. Target, I've had a little bit more success over the last couple of months. Finally found the Horde Trooper and Pighead wave finally in stock. And also was able to get or see a lot of the new Masterverse start rolling in finally. The last several waves of Masterverse. But really, it's just been the same things on the shelf for a year now. And yeah, if you want the newer stuff, you got to start hitting the online market for it, because it's just not getting distributed properly in the stores. Now, that's not Mattel's fault. Walmart handles their own distribution. Once they receive the product at their main distribution warehouse, then it's all their trucks. A Mattel truck does not show up at Walmart. A Mattel truck does not show up at a Target. These lines are distributed through the retailers themselves, and they're just not getting the product out there. And when you look at it, I've gone on many a trips where I come home empty-handed, nothing, and all it did was waste gas. So do I want to go ahead and continue to waste gas in trying to find these products and have nothing to show for it? Or do I want to pay a couple extra bucks in shipping and make sure that I'm going to get the product I want? It's not really a hard comparison there overall. Bud, what do you got?
Sorry. All right. Well, I don't store hunt a lot. Like 10% of the hunting I do is maybe at a store. Example of this, went to Walmart and found a Rotan, which at the time wasn't really kind of hunting for. They had snout spout, I think. And that's it. Got back to the car, got on Amazon, bought 6 figures right away, and they're shipped to my house within two or three days. So I am very much a online hunter. Literally every day when I'm sitting here, I got one screen with, if I'm watching something, checking Instagram or anything, my other screen, Big Bad Toy Store, is open. I'm on the origin page, and every 15 minutes, refresh, because someone will always drop a figure from their pile of loot. And with that, and I was just telling Oz the other day, I swiped up a Stinkor, which is a figure never saw in store. that whole web store, Stinkor, the Beastman, and Green Goddess. Never saw them. I snagged her. I snagged Cobra Khan. The package was like slightly damaged, and there was another figure I swiped. I was just from sitting there refreshing the page every 20 minutes or so. So I am very much an online shopper.
Got you. So this being the case, I think there is some credence to what Scott has been saying about it coming to an end at retail, but he's very
I wish he would have just said that though.
well. Hold on, he did say that, but the thing is, Scott though is very smart, and you got to understand he's very careful not to talk about other types of retail. He just said retail as a blanket and kind of left it at that. And the other thing is that he sort of didn't really touch on the other retailers until today. Today is the first time he's actually mentioned fan channels and or other channels. He's been very careful about that. And today he decided to go and address some concerns. And that's actually very, very interesting. And we really should take a quick look at that. So here's the video, and let's listen in carefully to what Scott has to say about retail. I might have to skip a little bit, but we'll see what happens here.
I don't think the audio is playing.
Yeah, we're not getting audio.
So, oh, you guys can't hear that?
No.
Not at all. I'm surprised.
No.
There was no audio at all. I was hoping it could pick it up from there. All right, hold on. Let me see what I can. Anyway, what Scott's trying to say there in this segment is that the certain toy lines are teased, and presented at toy shows and industry shows, and that they actually might not come to market. For example, the funeral pyre action figure right here. I find that very, very, very interesting that he said that. He also goes on to say that and acknowledges that there probably was something that was seen at a Germany show. He doesn't actually mention Jay or Geek Dad's Life name, specifically, but he really does. He does acknowledge that there was a Germany show and someone saw something. Right. That's an interesting take on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep talking. I'm because you guys can't hear it, which is unfortunate. I guess my microphone is just not picking it up. But anyway, let's just continue because this is an interesting discussion that Scott actually does have.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard that, guys, but basically this was another instance where Scott's citing the 3D releases of the I guess the prequel trilogy, figures. And what happened? I think he's mentioned these multiple times before in some of his videos. And what happened was this line actually got canceled midway through. So it did go to market, but many of them ended up at Amazon. So again, it's another case where Scott is putting forward the idea that certain lines do make it to market, but don't last very, very long. Did you guys catch that, or
still wasn't able to hear it, but yeah.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, not hearing it on the not getting audio over the video, but yeah, I remember him talking heavily about that.
Yeah. So he continues on talking about other lines that have come and gone. And
Jay, we lost your audio too there.
You lost my audio?
Yeah, you cut out for a second.
No, I wasn't moving. I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was my mouth moving?
I'm looking at you on like 3 different screens. So.
Okay. I wasn't talking. But yeah, he's also mentioned the idea that people can see certain lines that are actually at conventions themselves and some actually have come to the market from other lines from other licenses like Super 7, right? Okay, so now Scott's introducing the idea of what's happening with Massive Universe and why is it we're getting little tidbits of information but no real announcements from Mattel. And of course, Scott is of course mentioning Master Universe Classics, which he was a part of, and the fact that it itself was one of the few successes, marketing Masters to a direct line of consumers. Which again, we have to give him that. That's something that a lot of people just don't give him enough credit for. That he really was instrumental in that. And somebody the other day in the comment section tried to call me out, saying, you can't say that Scott Knightlick was the reason Master Universe is around today. Actually, we can, because Master Universe was a dead product after 2000X did not sell, and seriously, it did not sell. Nobody was buying these things. These were things were going at five or 5 at 1, kind of like all these clearance places. And let's be honest, Scott Knightlick did bring this brand back by introducing a direct to consumer line. We have to give him that credit. Like it's disingenuous of us not to at least acknowledge the contributions that Scott Knightlick has made to the Masters of the Universe brand. This is something that I don't understand why people will not give credit to where credit is actually due. I'm actually quite discouraged by that myself.
Well, one of the things I found interesting with him in doing this video, and again with my own research now, asking a person at Walmart. Now, mind you, it was one person. I haven't gone to multiple Walmarts and asked if they are just no longer carrying Masters of the Universe. We all know that when it was announced, Moss Man's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. And if Walmarts are taking out their Masters of the Universe section, it's kind of tough to have one exclusive figure if you're removing that product from your stores. So I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be removed entirely from Walmart's, or if it's just, again, being consolidated to certain locations where it sells better than other locations. But that was just something that I did want to pick up. And I've noticed he does not really acknowledge that. He does speak briefly in the video about retail exclusives, and that certain companies won't or can't announce a product, because if they announce a product as, hey, this is coming exclusive to this retailer, and then it doesn't, that they kind of get caught with their pants down in a way, like, well, hey, what happened to such and such? And we did kind of see that with the Attorney and Royal Guard. It was supposed to be a online exclusive, and then people were able to start picking them up at Big Lots like a month later. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Mossman being a Walmart exclusive if Walmart's pulling the line from their stores. But again, that's something like, again, I have a lot of Walmarts to hit, and I'm going to start hitting up these people in the toy sections and just asking them, are you guys going to be carrying this anymore? Because I did notice, like, again, I went looking very thoroughly through their store. They didn't have any on the shelves. And when I was looking at the peg hooks, I'm looking at the different tags, and there were no tags for Motu.
Yeah. Again, we do. Scott's not stupid, and he does recognize certain trends. So we do have to understand that, again, it might not be what we want to hear, but it may in fact be coming to an end at retail. We just have to come to, but big box, big box retail. And again,
Right.
Scott's very interesting in so much that he doesn't actually say that out loud. That it's only going to be big box retail. It's very interesting. All right, actually, Ramen Toy just gave me a good tip, so I've gone ahead and done that. So here we go, guys. Let's try this instead. All right, so here we go. This is where I left off. Let's listen to what Scott has to say.
Folks. All right, so outside of that, yes, we do know we have stuff coming like Eternia, which, by the way, for the record, I was very much saying this was going to make the pre-sale.
This is true. He was actually very we can hear it now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So he was very adamant at the idea that Eternia would fund. You know what I mean? So he's not all doom and gloom. For Motu, Scott.
People saying that I'm like anti-Masters of the Universe, but right away I was like, nope, a big castle set sold online, absolutely. If Snake Mountain could do it, if Castle Grayskull could do it. I was very clear in this video. He-Man fans are unlike any other. They are passionate.
He's always said that too. Again, we really do have to. A lot of people just want to hate on Scott for in a lot of ways saying things which he believes. If we condemned everyone who said something that they believed and championed it, I think we'd all kind of be in the doghouse a little bit. But one thing that he does say, which really kind of because he's continuing on the idea that maybe it can continue on MattelCreations.com, and I believe he does actually at some point here talk about how it could continue on retail.
One of the more well-known. There was also even this 4-pack of He-Man, which I'm still going with the stake in the ground that this was a passed-on retail exclusive that was passed way into development, meaning it was sold in, developed, and then retail said, oh, the line's not performing to expectations. We're going to pass on the exclusive program.
So I kind of disagree with him there. I think that this was a perfect 40th anniversary set. I believe that this would have been an incredible 40th anniversary set for anybody who wanted it. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people were excited about it. Some people did say, not that interested in Netflix He-Man, and we already technically got a version of 2000X He-Man. So really, you're paying for just 2 He-Mans in this scenario. My biggest issue with this set was the freaking cost of 4 He-Mans at MattelCreations.com. What the heck were they thinking? Guys, what was your reaction when you saw this set before the price was revealed?
When I saw it, and just to kind of talk a little bit what he said, like maybe it was a passed-on retail thing. For that price they put it at, no way, never. But if it was a retail pass, there might be a little credence there. If this was brought out before the 2000X He-Man hit, that would have influenced people to buy it rather than just to, oh, well, I already got this figure because it came out. Maybe that. I'm not saying like he's right, but that's the only kind of thing that made me think, oh, maybe in a way it could have been a retail. But yeah, the price of it, there's no way that set for, what was it, 140?
It was 150, and the breakdown when you put that into price terms, they were charging you $37.50 for essentially an $18 action figure. Because you break it 4 ways, that's what it equaled out to.
You're paying for
a bit extreme,
packaging, actually.
Yeah, you're just strictly paying for all that decorative packaging, which, by the way, I think is absolutely great. And I probably would have been all about this if it had been at that $100 price point. And unfortunately, the price just pushed me away from it. And I wasn't as interested. I already was looking at getting the 2000X right around the time that this was announced. I just found 2000X He-Man in store. The main thing I wanted out of this was that New Adventures of He-Man.
Yeah,
I wanted that one.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm not okay with paying $150 just so I get one figure that I really want.
Yeah, I totally agree. But having said that, I ended up buying it. But I'm just nuts that way. However, going back to what Bud said, I think maybe Scott's right. Maybe this was offered to retail, but I think that retail, if it gone to retail, it would definitely not have been $150.
Maybe
It would have been
No.
gone.
packaging
Yeah.
wouldn't, like those boxes. Maybe those special packaging boxes that each sleeve was in was a last minute make.
Yeah.
If
No,
that is true,
it's you're absolutely right. I think
it
just
could have just
like
been on the pegs.
just like most exclusive releases, the packaging was to make it seem even more special,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm not paying. I did. I'm an idiot. I not that I'm an idiot. I just said that I'm not paying. I did pay. No, I'm happy to have it. I love the set. It's incredible. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people were in the opinion that I am not paying another $10 just for packaging. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people were like, I think a lot of people probably at $25 each might have said, okay, you know what? It's a special anniversary. I get it. But I think the $20 price point probably would have been the sweet spot in this particular case, US, right? $25, I think, with the extra packaging might have been something, but I think a lot of people were the opinion that $20 was their ceiling on this one.
Maybe two. Another quick thing. It's a 4-pack. Most waves have 4 figures. If it was a true anniversary pack, why not have a Revelation style He-Man in there? Why not have like they're kind of skipping a few
So
things.
yeah, but I know exactly why they didn't do Revelations. You're basically just getting He-Man. When you really think about it, Revelations
Well,
is
I
just
mean, like Revelation with like the armor, maybe a different head style, and
oh, you mean the H pattern?
yeah.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
But
that could have worked.
yeah, but I think it would have just been like there you look at it and you're like, I just got the same figure twice. It's one of those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Where it's
I'm
it's
saying like
perceived-
the four figures, 4 in a wave would be a special 40th anniversary.
yeah, but I think
special extra wave.
yeah, but I think at retail it wouldn't have even gotten to that. It would have just been regular cards. You had to chase them down. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yep.
mean? And they
It
probably
might
would have.
have the front, but it probably wouldn't have the art on the back.
Yeah, and the way I would have done it if I was the manager at that level is I would make the Filmation one a chase figure. That way you guarantee that one gets sold, because
Yeah.
that actually was the one that a lot of people said they didn't like, right? Because he had duck
didn't
lips,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of a lot of things saying that he's got duck lips and all that kind of stuff. So right, but making him a chase, right? Double packing, for example. Heck yeah, double packing New Adventures He-Man. I'm pretty sure people went nuts for that. You know what I mean? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but we still haven't gotten New Adventures He-Man yet, like in Origins, right? I
Not
believe
a
this is
single
the
card.
And I hope when we eventually do, the weapons are not chrome. Chrome handled weapons are the worst idea ever.
They are. They actually are. Yeah. Again, these were done on these were done as a special release, but not so much in the idea of thought. The thinking process on this on the manufacturing side. Definitely, but that's the case with all exclusives. When you get to exclusives, they don't really think twice about how it's going to be handled, or if people are actually going to open it up. It's kind of weird that way. I, for one, am actually really glad that these are all on replaceable cards. I think that was a really good choice,
Yes.
in my opinion. It does help a lot in terms of the overall value. Again, I don't collect for value, but if I wanted to put these on display and then put them back later, huge for me right now. So that was a big bonus.
Fans have pushed back on this, and they're concerned, especially.
Okay, so this is an interesting point that Scott makes actually right here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, right here.
Absolutely the best way to do a deep character selection, because you're not concerned with retail, but fans have pushed back on this, and they're concerned, especially because when Grizzler was sold, he was sold for like 24 hours, and there really wasn't much notice or marketing to. I didn't even know about it until after the fact. So there you go.
Interesting that he should bring up my slide. I didn't even realize he did that. The reality is this is true. When Grizzler was actually announced as a Mattel Creations exclusive, people lost their minds. People were so upset, and it does show that we as consumers have the power. I've been saying this multiple times, and it's true. We really did make it vocal, a lot of vocal things. Whether it was Pixel Dan, whether it was Geek Dad Life, myself. Toy Connections, Oz, you were saying stuff about it, all like Skelevator. All of us were talking about the Grizzlor and how we did not want him to go to Mattel Creations because he was a must-have character, right? There have been so many things flying around that Grizzlor was actually very difficult to produce, and they make their minimum run, so they didn't want to put the risk on it, right? I really do appreciate the idea that they actually brought it to market through Mattel Creations on a made to order release, and I really appreciate that. What were your guys' thoughts originally when that was announced?
I think the made to order is the way to go.
Yes.
Go ahead, do a pre-sale. Do something like that for people who can't wait. Gotta have it now. Do those releases. I think that's a fantastic idea. But give those of us who are working and don't have a chance to go on break and order a Mattel Creations exclusive during our lunch break, or in the 2 minutes that it's available, we're not able to get through and be able to purchase that product. Give us a weekend. If I gotta wait like an extra year for that particular figure to come out, that's fine. At least I know I have it, and I'm not worried about, am I going to have to pay some astronomical price to a third party if I want it, and in this case, the made to order for Grizzlor, I thought was a fantastic idea. The made to order for Wondar as well, for a lot of people who were upset that they missed out on that. Totally all for that. I was kind of hoping we might see that pattern continue with, the other Mattel Creations exclusives we've had since, like Frogmonger. I guess Space Sumo didn't really need it because he was up there forever, but why not? And it's just, again, one of these things where give us a weekend of made to order. Let's do it. And you're going to sell product. It's not like you're going to sell less because you went ahead and you made product to order. It's the whole point of paid to order. You're only going to make as many orders as you get. So do an initial sell lot through for people who can't wait, who got to have it then. And then do a made to order for everybody else. And tell you what, they'd probably be selling a lot more units that way. What do you think, bud?
Yeah, definitely the initial sale for the people that do want it right away, do that. Then a day later, start a 48-hour to 3-day long. Heck, I would even. What does it hurt to have it open for a week?
Sure.
I don't know if there's anything that would or wouldn't, but having that open for a week would be really good. But even a 2-day open window is really nice, because there are certain figures that they didn't do that with. They didn't advertise it very well. There are a lot of people who do not have a Koldar.
Yeah.
Me being one of them. I'm usually always knowing figures when they're coming out. I'm checking. Koldar is one I did not know about until he was sold out. And at the time, it didn't really bother me that much. But now, collection's getting bigger. Went back and re-watched the old show, and now it's kind of getting at me. It's like, I kind of want them. I really hope Mattel decides to bring back a new little special. Hey, we're gonna bring him back for a day or two pre-order. He'll come out in a year. Get him now.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the reasons why, actually, Oswald, do me a favor. Can you check the starred comments and pick up where I left off? One of the reasons why they continue to do this, limited edition, limited run kind of situation, is because it's Mattel Creations, right? They want it to be super exclusive for that, right? To make it that much special, right? At the same time, in terms of the actual pre-order, like limited runs, if you're not there, you snooze, you lose kind of situation. Like, who you were just talking about him.
Grizzlor.
Oh no, not Grizzlor. Grizzlor was a made to order.
Koldar.
Koldar.
Koldar, like Koldar. Koldar,
Yeah.
you know, and the funny thing about Koldar, he was up for a full day practically. Like it's just nobody knew.
Now, Koldar was only up for about
I think
10 minutes.
Was it
10 minutes?
Yeah,
I thought
he
it was
launched
longer
at
than
like noon, and it was by like 12:15. He was done.
that. Okay, well there you go. So
and Grizzler, when his first order came out right away, I was in a doctor's office, so I couldn't make that short little window of ordering within the 2 minutes he was up. So doing those short little windows without a 48-hour pre-order window, that sucks for a lot of people,
yeah,
because a lot of people are working.
it does.
You know.
But the last two waves though, Frogmonger and I
Yes.
believe it is Space. No, who was the one before Frogmonger? It
Space
was
Sumo.
no, but
Space
before
Sumo.
that there was another one.
Why am I blanking on that?
Yeah, no, it's like I know exactly what you're talking about. We had them between CamoCon.
Yeah, CamoCon.
CamoCon.
Yeah, those two actually lasted a good hour.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they were up for a while.
It appears to me that Mattel's starting to re-gauge or reevaluate how much the potential is for these. Actually, can you read that one, Oz?
This one right here from Robin Toy.
Yeah.
Saying the Germany show is strange on Scott's part, in my opinion, as everyone knows it is the Nuremberg Toy Fair, the biggest toy fair on the planet.
Now, not everyone knows that. I think that all industry people know that. I had no idea what what kind of toy show that was. Oz, had you ever heard of that toy show? I had no idea.
Actually, yes, I have heard
Really?
about it because
Really?
it's strictly for retailers, though, kind of thing. Like it's not the one that the press gets invited to very frequently. It's
No,
not
that's
open to the public. I mean, even Jay was talking about that with him there. He's like, they don't even have like bloggers or influencers come out, because
Well, this is the first time. This is the first time they invited a blogger and
Right.
and press. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not something that's public. It's literally where retailers go to see upcoming product lines and to decide whether or not they want to place orders to get those in store.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I honestly did not even know about the show either. I thought it was Germany's toy fair. Huh.
Yep. So let's so if you could blank that one out, Oz, keep that place for a second. All right, let's continue because I do want to get to the meat of this particular video.
And people questioning if it's truly an exclusive, or are we going to get this figure again. It does lead to a lot of confusion, especially when there's not a lot of direct communication from major toy companies, which I also understand for legal reasons why they can't, because things change so quickly, so much. Case in point, if this was originally a retail.
So what Scott's trying to infer here, and again, he has much more knowledge on this. We have to accept that, everybody. We have to accept that Scott knows how these things run outside, within the toy sphere. He's literally circling back to his original point that certain lines need to be shopped out to purchasers, right? And if not enough people purchase these, to be distributed in a certain market in a certain place, then they get left on the cutting room floor, right? And he put out the idea of the pyre burning Darth Vader, which I think had its own problems. I mean, who really wants to buy for a kid, a funeral pyre for somebody's father? I mean, let's that probably wasn't really a good idea. Whoever came up with that one, just all things being equal. Don't get me wrong, I'd buy it. But
yeah.
you'd buy it for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I definitely
I
would
probably
go for
would
it.
have bought it as
I wanted to buy the
hands down.
I wanted to buy the burnt Lars Homestead playset
God.
with crispy Emperor
Oh my
Uncle Owen, but
I'm surprised they really haven't got that out there. And you know what? That's what Hasbro Pulse is supposed to be about. But we're not here to talk about Hasbro Pulse. We're here to talk about what's going on with Mattel Creations. So let's move on to the actual meat of this whole discussion.
Line, the 2000X line, this next generation, and now we're up to the next, haven't really fallen in love with the brand. The brand is very much tied to the 1980s, to the muscle content we were getting, Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Van Damme, etc. When the 2000X line was launched, it was very much aimed at kids. It was meant to be, kids were going to hold this brand. And while kids did get into it,
you know what? I'm going to stop Scott there for a second. I do believe that here's the problem with the toy industry, okay? And at the time in the 90s, right? The late 90s, the early 2000s, rebooting Master Universe, first of all, was a huge boon for anybody who was born in the 80s and watching Master Universe, right? So I truly believe that the idea of these figures was actually to actually appeal to us again, right? The ones who grew up on it, the ones who had the nostalgia. Because not even a few years prior, they released the classic. They didn't call it classics. They released the retro collection where they just repackaged them, the original releases in brand new boxes with these black outline, like secondary boxes.
The
Mhm.
And they
commemorative
sold
ones.
they sold pretty well in certain markets, but again, just like anything else, they didn't sell too well in other markets, right? But trying to get a hold of those now is unobtainable as well. A mint in box example of those is going for quite the pretty penny right now, right? For those, I'm going to call them anniversary releases. Anyway, these ones though, I think what happened was this was just an example of bad timing. I think I sort of didn't even see these in any of my own stores here in Canada, but at the same time, I think it really had to do with distribution. Again, there were a lot of problems with distribution on this line as well. And the thing is, I was already just getting out of college at this point. I was concentrating on my career. You know what I mean? Disposable income was very. I was trying to pay off my student loans. You're right. So I think it really was just a case of bad timing for the Four Horsemen's designs, because honestly, the other and I'm sorry, I'm just going to circle back on this last one. These aren't really toys; they're kind of like statins. I don't know if anybody agrees with me on that. They don't pose nearly as well as they should.
No.
Right.
I think the. What about you guys? Were you guys in the market for these toys? Because I'll be honest with you, I was coming out of college. I didn't even have them on my radar at any real given point.
I
What was your
wasn't.
experience, guys?
I was 2002, so I was 16. At the time, heavily into video games. Wasn't really buying toys at the time. I remember once I walked through the toy aisle just for fun because it was next to the games, and I saw one of the many He-Man variants, and then I saw the Battle Armor Skeletor, and I looked at it, and I'm like, this isn't Battle Armor Skeletor. And He-Man, I think his armor was like blue, might have been like ice armor or something, or wolf armor He-Man. And
Right.
for me, I like to collect if I do buy a figure, I want the standard looking one. So when it came to like the early 90s Batman, I wanted Batman in a black suit. I didn't want him neon yellow with whatever under ski thing. So yeah, I only saw these like once.
Right. I mean, for me, yeah, I was in the workforce and didn't really have the money for toys at the time. And, I was super excited that we were getting a cartoon, that we were getting new figures at retail. I only ended up ever getting from this line, really, I got the Skeletor and He-Man, of course, the initial ones. And I thought they were great. They were basically very pre-posed, whereas the original one, original line wasn't so pre-posed. There was different, like, you could make them look certain ways. But this one was more pre-posed. But again, they were sculpted and made by the Four Horsemen,
Yeah.
who were doing highly detailed figure sculpts, not a lot of articulation overall, but that's fine because even again, the original toy line didn't have a huge amount of articulation. They had the 5-point.
Well, weren't they
So
too just coming off of Spawn figures?
yes, they
So
had
they're very
just
used to that.
yeah, exactly. They had kind of separated and stepped away from McFarlane Toys at this time and went to work with Mattel. And they did kind of create the whole, you know, even the later waves of this weren't so much action figures as they were stactions. And, they were just basically really awesome looking little mini statues. So, I mean, this is kind of where they got their start before getting into Masters Universe Classics, where it was kind of their idea of, okay, we'll sculpt these toys, we'll make these bucks, and we'll get this system rolling so that we can kind of get the whole He-Man back to it. But I only ever really found this particular line at KB Toys, which at the time was on its way out. I didn't see these at other stores so much. And again, I think one of the biggest things that hurt the 2000X series, it moved around a lot in time slots. They had jumped from being like at this particular time and day to this time and day, and then it moved to this time and day because they were trying to find who's going to watch this. But the problem is when you got to jumping around, the people who do want to watch it can never find out when it's on.
Yeah.
And, you got to really give it a chance to get a time slot and to really work. And they just never gave it that opportunity.
I don't think I actually really watched this show until after it aired, because I heard about it, and of course, early 2002 internet, trying to search, hey, what time and channel is it on? With them flipping it around so much, I could not find it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was always on Cartoon Network because they were the ones that had the contract for it. And at first, it started on their Toonami block, I think, in the afternoon, and then it moved to a different time slot later on. And again, it was just jumping around from time slot to time slot, which makes it really hard for anybody to get involved with watching something regularly. It was a major fallback to this one. I know at the time myself, I didn't have cable. I didn't have Cartoon Network to be able to watch it. So my cousin would actually record it for me. But then he would be calling me up asking me, hey, when is this coming on? And you'd kind of be like, I don't know. I don't have cable. I can't tell you what time it's coming on. I just knew it was coming on at this time. So, that was my biggest problem with the 2000X, was just being able to watch it and then find it in store.
Yeah, it's it is interesting how these things have come about, and unfortunately, this was the problem with the line in general for these particular figures. But Scott's main point is coming up, and let's take a look at it.
Sort of floated around, but it was all kid product. The collector product, which was distributed not at retail, but at things like Comic-Con or New York, Comic-Con, San Diego or New York, did very well because there is a very robust adult collector. But that is exactly why we did Masters of the Universe Classics, aimed.
So he makes a good point. It didn't work at retail that those particular few years where it should have, because it was supported by a television series, which of course Oz just made a good point. They kept shifting the time slot around, so people didn't even know when to watch it, which was the exact same problem with Thundercats. Thundercats had the exact same freaking problem, and you wonder why that line didn't succeed. It's because, again, no one could figure out when the time slot was done, right? And then the poor distribution of it really did help to kill it. Now, Scott's going to lean into the idea that the adult market was created because of this, and he does make a very good point.
Only at adult collectors, because selling the figures online to adults who signed up in advance, well, guaranteed sell through, and you could go deeper. When lines like this try at retail, they don't really make it. Case in point and case in point. We've already had 2 Masters of the Universe lines in the last year go to retail and wind up bellying up.
There's another thing I have to wonder. Was it really a good decision to actually put 3 different toy lines in the same freaking time, Mattel? That's seriously. You have Origins, which is great. Then you have Masterverse, which is equally as good. Not at the beginning, but got better.
Rocky at first, but got better.
Yeah, they got better and better and better. And then you introduced the Netflix series, which is your kid, focused group. But imagine how much shelf space that actually brings to market, and just how much it clogs the aisles. One or even 2 of them don't succeed. Major problems here, and really turns off retailers at that level, especially big box retailers who buy the most product at this junction. Just asking, how many Netflix series figures have you guys seen in the aisles? Like, truthfully,
I've seen a couple, not much.
Sure.
I've seen maybe a peg or 2.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about just straight up CGI He-Man, yes, I've actually come across it in several locations, several times. As a matter of fact, I've picked up some things. There was apparently this Walmart exclusive 2-pack that had come out with Skeletor, He-Man,
And the two
and
drums.
one of his one of the Doomseekers.
Yeah.
And I never saw that, but I mean, I definitely saw the CGI lineup because initially what I was buying for Connor was those. And because they were at $10 as opposed to originally Origins 15 and Master Versus 20. And they were definitely more kid friendly, more toyetic, if you want to call it. They had the action gimmicks, the old toys and everything. I really appreciated that for him.
Look who's here, guys. It is Toy Connections, everybody.
Hey.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Good.
Man? Good
We
to
got
see
both Oz and Gamer Bud. I was like, well, these folks are gonna join. I can't let them hog all the fun. I'll show up for dessert. Let's put it that way.
you. We're almost there, though. The
Good
main
is
course
here,
is actually almost here, and we are going to be talking about it. Oz, you want to keep flashing them up? The next comment is Nolan 240 Canadian. All right, guys. So here comes the actual. Well, first of all, Ken, how are you doing, my brother? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. I haven't figured out how to pop out the chat yet, so I can say hi to Nolan, Copter, Zombie, Masterversal, everyone who happens to be there. That's why sometimes I don't type back into the chat. I know how to do it when I'm on my own stream. I don't know how to do it when I'm on somebody else's, but whatever. Oh, Black Genghis is here too. Did not realize he was there. We talk like every day. So, all right. And sorry, was there another question, or you just asked how I was doing?
No, just ask what you were doing. Now,
Okay.
We're going to go into the meat and potatoes of this actual stream. Let's find out exactly what Scott Knightlake has to say about the line itself.
So now the question is, well, we're looking around for more Origins figures. Are we going to see them continue at retail? After all, there's been fan sites that have seen figures in Germany. All right, no, I'm not making fun of them. I'm just making fun of the people online talking about it.
Is he making fun of us? Is he making fun of us?
Just a
little bit.
Maybe just a bit.
Yeah.
It's little. You know what? I don't think he intended to say exactly that. I think he was talking about specific people, but it just came off as a little strange to me. I thought I just mentioned that.
Anyway, so yes, it's obviously going to be a difficult battle getting product to retail. And that is why Mattel is now introducing a brand new line called Mattel Classics.
Where did this come from? I have not heard anything about this. Ken, have you heard anything about this?
No. Somebody sent me the video, and I kind of listened to it in one ear while I was doing something else. And when this part came up, it was like, whoa, okay, so is this kind of the cop-out? Like, if Origins is ending, which we've heard it's not, and they just want to rebrand the classics. Like I said before, Transformers War for Cybertron rebranded into Legacy, right? There's a lot of other examples, not just that one, but I mean, if you start calling it something else and it continues, then what was with all the smoke and mirrors about, oh, it's gonna end, what was the point, right? I don't know.
Guys, like we talked about this earlier, but this could be a revelation of sorts. Let's continue and see exactly what Scott means by this. Let's see if he can infer something.
That is going to be at retail, but it's
whoa. So now it's going to be at retail. So, but what does that? What's that mean? Like, for the longest time he was saying it was dead at retail. Now he's sort of introducing the idea that it is going to be at retail. I'm a bit confused now. I'm like it went from one side of the the whole idea to something else, right? Let's let him keep going. Let's let him keep going.
May include things and it may not include things. Mattel was kind of a little wishy-washy, but it was is a line of all Mattel brands in some kind of classic form factor, and it may, their words, include Masters of the Universe figure.
He's saying this as if there was a press release. I have not heard anything. I haven't seen anything. Like this is where I really get confused. And you know what? if we ever have the opportunity to talk to Scott, I've reached out to him several times, and I'm hoping that he will come in and really clarify what he meant by that, because right now I am completely at a loss. I'm very, very confused as to what's been talked about here. Can you guys make out any of this? Because really, I'm sort of bewildered right now.
It's news to me. I not heard about this until today. I haven't even heard an inkling of this until today.
Same.
And I'm sorry, when it comes to Motu, like I try to scrounge up as much information about what's coming as I can.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard a single thing about this at all. I haven't really seen it hinted at. I'm interested to see, maybe this is part of those emails he's seen that he didn't want to show everybody that he was talking about from his last video, where they were canceling Masters of the Universe. So, I mean, I don't know where he's coming with this. Maybe he's got some more insider info from his sources that,
It's not unheard of. It really is not. But Ken, Bud, what are your thoughts on this right now as it stands?
Bud, you go ahead.
As I was just kind of mulling that over, maybe like, would Origins get a rebranding in name? Maybe Origins has kind of gotten a bad taste in retailers' mouth, so maybe a rebrand with other things, but having Origin back in with those, maybe that could be back at retail.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And you know what, the term classics though with Master Universe, it just brings up so many
that too. Like, do you want to call it Masters of the Universe Classics? Because that's going to make people go, "Oh, geez, it's back, hooray!" And they go to retail, and then
yeah. Ken.
Well, first you can plus in the super chat first there.
Huge thanks to Masterverse 200. Thank you, thank you, my friend. Always supporting the channel. You're amazing.
I mean, as everyone else in the chat's been saying, it kind of came out of left field. Like, it suddenly is now it's Mattel Classics, and maybe it can include characters not part of Motu. If it's gonna be like a rebrand name, I mean, assuming it's even true, right? And then merged with other, Mattel type of lines. I think I said a few streams ago that if Origins went away, I mean, how many times did WWE rebrand? The Elite series may have been around for a while, but I think there was a Hall of Fame series. There was a Defining Moments series. There's now an Ultimate Edition series. There's Legends. Like, it rebrands and sometimes has two concurrent brands to create multiple SKUs in the toy aisle. I think I might have said this when we did the stream with Ramen Toy, and Oz was here on that one, and a few others were here on that one. I think Mike might have been here as well. That Jeremy Padawer once posted that AEW has their usual unrivaled line, and then he had the unmatched line, and people said, "What's the difference?" And he said something about you get a second SKU on the pegs at the same time. You get more retail space because it's not all just one line, even if you can use them as one line functionally. And I think also, like, Unmatched had a trading card packed inside. Does anyone else hear some crackling?
There's a little crackling.
I don't know if it's me or what, but anyway. But like, you get like an extra set of trading cards with the AEW Jazzwares Unmatched series that you don't get in the Unrivaled series. So could we see something like a Mattel Classics and an Origins for a while, and then all of a sudden Origins fades away and it becomes something like a Mattel Classics? I don't know, but it's like the thought of Origins going away, right? The immediate thought that comes to our heads is, okay, the line's going to die. We're not going to get more Motu figures ever again. And all of a sudden, wait, we might get it this other way. Well, is it not filling the same gap? I used the Transformers example earlier, right? Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom, which was all under war for Cybertron, and then Legacy. over here kind of continued after. You use them all the same. Studio 86 was branded over from its movie line, and you collect Studio 86 along with War for Cybertron, along with Legacy. Does it really matter? If we're getting those 5.5-inch Motu figures that are Origins like, does it really matter? Was it worth this much of a press release, or should we have just waited for the new packaging to come out? Assuming it's even true, right? So
and the thing is that I have not heard or seen anything of a press release, even remotely, right? And you know, with so many people scouring the internet for this stuff, you'd think somebody would have found it by now. But let's continue and hear what else Scott has to say about this particular situation.
But it will definitely not be a He-Man line. He-Man just may show up in the line.
That is a pretty. And here's my. If I have anything that really sort of, you know, puts this thing in sort of gets people riled up, is the finalistic nature of everything that Scott says. And in many ways, he just kind of says he's not going to be there. He's not going to show up. This is the end of the line. And as much as I appreciate Scott, and as much as I do, respect him as you know, in the position that he does, that he did everything, it really kind of it's that you know, the chalkboard. Whenever I hear Motu is coming to an end, I'm like, no, it can't be, it cannot be. We just heard from Germany, we just heard from Jay, we just heard from all these different leaks online. How the hell is it coming to the end? And now, definitively, you know, he's sort of pigeonholing himself in this particular regard, saying, yes, we're going to get classics, this Mattel Classics line, but it's not going to be centric to Master Universe, and He-Man will only show up. It's not going to be He-Man at all, like definitively. What are your guys' thoughts on that particular point? I know we're just like nitpicking at certain things, but honestly, for me, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Like, I don't want to hear it. That's the problem with me, and I freely admit it. I freely admit that it's my problem. I don't want to hear that.
who wants to take this one? Because I know how I feel. And
I'm personally just not going to worry about it until it happens. In my mind, it's not dead until it's dead. And I'm not going to sit here and warmonger and worry about it until it does, because it doesn't pay to stress over it until something definitive comes out. And that's just how I'm going to put it.
I know I'm the one who dared Jay to come online in the other chat saying, Mega Jay, I dare you to go online. I should have dared him and added a topic. He's muted. He doesn't even know. He's muted. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he was trying to say something. I'm like, wonder if I should have said, like, let's talk about, I don't know, like specifically one thing. Let's go back and revisit Thundercats or something like that. Because right now, when I saw the topic, I'm like, well, I dared him. So I guess I got to jump on and answer the bell. So got to put my money where my mouth is, because I know this is a controversial thing, and I know I'm going to wake up in the morning and people are going to be like, did you really have to talk about this topic yet again? And I'm just like, well, I also get to hang out with my buddies, right? You know, I get to talk to GamerBud for the first time. I love the interaction with the live crowd. You know, I mean, if Mega J sent me a link yesterday to come on to talk about sports, the sports picks line. And, you know, I hadn't collected sports picks since the old McFarlane days, and I only did hockey. But I was tempted to come on just because I got to hang out with those people, right? And then it was like, I'm like, yeah, but, you know, I'm behind on other stuff, so I got to go take care of this. And by the time I thought I could get on, it was already over. So that's kind of my thing. Look, let's hope we see He-Man going forward. Like, that's just a really roundabout way of saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think I want to be in a world where we're not getting He-Man toys coming out again, because, you know, those were some dark times, and I'm not sure I'm ready to go back to those dark times without He-Man being on the shelves again. I do appreciate He-Man coming out, and to be honest, if it's not going to be on shelves, as long as it's available online, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I think also we're kind of, you know, for the people that are worried about it, whenever He-Man's not on the shelves, it's always for 10 to 20 year time periods. So thinking, oh gosh, is X line or whatever line going to end? gosh, we're gonna have to wait another 10 plus years for someone to pick it up again, and that's kind of I think underlying worry that everyone has that they're just not really saying. It's just in the back of like everyone's head.
That's, you know what, again, first of all, I forced Ken to come on here because he made me do that.
No, I forced you, and then you're like, if I'm going down, you're coming down with the ship, buddy. And I'm like,
It was a quid pro quo. It was a quid pro quo kind of
Just
thing.
as I was making my new channel, you're dragging me through.
Let's find out what Scott's final point is, and then we're going to discuss certain things that I discovered by doing a little bit of research. Check this out.
The ones, shown at the Germany Toy Fair might just wind up on Mattel Creations at the Germany Toy Fair. Or those figures, again, like the ones, shown at the Germany Toy Fair, might just wind up on Mattel Creations in favor of this Mattel Classics line. Could be a completely different form factor that Origins doesn't fit into.
That's interesting. So obviously he's believing that the ones that were shown at the Toy Fair, or at least implying that the ones that were shown at the Toy Fair in Germany would actually be Mattel exclusive releases only. That's actually, there is merit to that. There is merit to that. What do you guys think? Because for me, many of the figures that have been announced don't make sense on Mattel Creations. They really are mostly mainline characters, and I really want to see them in the main line.
And the fact that sites like Deep Discount already have them up for pre-order. I've already pre-ordered Snake Mountain. I've pre-ordered Dreadpoint.
Have you ordered from them before, Bud? Like, have you actually had a successful order?
I've never ordered from them before, but it's one of those where they don't charge until it ships.
Yep. Gotcha.
So I'm taking a chance.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
But I have heard good. I have heard overwhelming good things.
Gotcha. What about you guys? Did the leaks that have been announced, should they go to Mattel Creations?
I don't know if necessarily Mattel Creations, but to me, Mattel Creations is for specialty projects.
Yeah.
That's what should be on Mattel Creations, not mass lines.
I think they should go to Big Bad's, Amazon's, inner
right.
entertainment.
Fan channels.
Yeah, exactly. These smaller online retailers that, it's funny, like 2 years ago, I remember him specifically saying they can't handle minimum order quantities on switching to a completely online model. He said that in several videos a few years back. And then he has now flipped to saying, well, it's going to go to an online model. And I saw Manic Plastic Toy Shop's comment right there real quick that you brought up, Jay, that why is Mossman a Mattel creation?
He's not.
He was not listed as a Mattel Creations exclusive. He was said to be a Walmart exclusive.
Correct.
Like they had the Flocked Panther. Now they're going to get the Flocked Beastman.
Mossman.
No, Beastman. It's Flocked Beastman. He's just a different color.
Ha. Very, 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 very funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
You confused me for a second, too.
Very, very good. Very, very
confused the hell out of me.
But again, if Walmart is doing this thing, because I've been seeing more and more people in the chat tonight, I've seen other comments online where their Walmarts are actually getting rid of the Masters of the Universe section. If that's going to be a Walmart exclusive, I want to know, like, is it something we're going to see really, really soon?
But is the distribution going to be widespread? Because if it's not, there's no point. In my opinion, there really is very little point to do that.
Right.
All right. Let's let Scott take this away, and let's talk about some of the things I found out about these Mattel Classics.
But the good news is it does look like we are going to get some form of Masters of the Universe. It'll just be packaged along with other Mattel heroes, and it may go all the way back to the 70s. It may go back, heck, to the 50s. Mickey Mouse guitar, anyone? Who knows? But either way, it looks like Mattel Classics is going to be the new line to collect for all of your sort of vintage line fun.
Thoughts on Mattel Classics? What do we think? What do we think of this idea of Mattel Classics, everybody?
I don't know enough about it. Like, again, it's...
Basing off those 3 figures there, it looks like it's vintage boxing, It looks like the old figures. Is that
I
what it's
mean-
going to be? It's going to be Motu 5.5 squat.
I can't see them backpedaling. You know, they've put out Origins, and they've given us this extended articulation, you know, or all this added articulation in these toys. I can't see them reverting it back to 5-point and going old school at this point.
Why don't you read that one, Ross?
Okay, yeah, there is a rumor that Walmart Collector Con coming soon, so Mossman could be exclusive to this event.
Damn.
That is a really good
Damn it.
possibility right there. And
Damn it.
that sucks.
Damn it.
Oh,
Guess
Russian
who's
61,
not
you just dashed the dreams of so many people here. Damn.
No.
breaking my corazón?
Like a tear is rolling down my eye right now. God damn it.
That's scarier than Mattel
That
Creations.
is really scary. You know,
It's
at this point, I
definitely
wanted to become. I wanted to go to Mattel Creations now for crying out loud. Jeez.
Right. I'm all about Mattel Creations over a
Wait,
con
no,
exclusive.
Forget about availability. The freaking shipping to your house is just dangerous. It might not show up intact. Like what?
You
Well, the last
pre-order it
couple-
and you're good. And then a week later you get a cancellation email.
Yeah. Well, Mattel Creations recently hasn't been selling out in under 2 minutes, right? Like Space Sumo was there for quite a while, and Frogmonger was there for maybe an hour and a half. No, maybe an hour. I don't know. Like it wasn't there that
He was
long.
up for a long time.
Right. Mad Hatter's trying to be smart in the chat. I say, Hatter, call up your buddy Fred and ask him if he has any inside information.
I want Fred to debate Scott on the channel. Current Mattel exec versus ex Mattel exec.
Oh
I
my
want it.
God.
I don't think Scott's gonna know what happened. He's just gonna get blindsided and he's gonna be like, what did I just walk into? So
Hatter's in the chat. Oh no! What the heck?
everybody take cover.
I don't think we want to stop him.
Oh boy!
Fred is
The warnings have been addressed.
Well, we're gonna get the inside scoop then, if that's the
I
case.
guess
The official
apparently
word,
we
the
are.
official word is coming. You know, you cry wolf loud, and well, I don't know. You three cried. You know, sorry, not cried, but talked about it for an hour and 15 minutes before I showed up. I'm just gonna get to see Fred show up and steal the show here, which is great. Showed up in time for the main event.
All right. I don't know what that means, but anyway, I did a bit of research. I did some backtracking, and apparently, Mattel Classics has been actually mentioned. Believe it or not, it actually is
Oh,
a
come
thing.
on.
You guys won't believe this. I did some digging, and I had to actually ask a favor. I had to pull a favor, guys. I had to pull a favor. I called up my good friends over at toyhabits.com. Guys, if you haven't already, definitely give toyhabits.com a like and follow. They are an amazing resource for toy news all year round. And I got to tell you, this blew my mind. Truthfully, this freaking blew my mind. Let's take a look at this, guys. This is nuts. Motu trademark renewal speculation. Master Universe character trademark renewal speculation. You guys will not believe this. November 11th, 2022 update. Neo-Classics trademark application.
Neo-Classics I did hear about.
This is
read that.
Okay.
This is crazy. Today, Mattel filed the trademark Neo-Classics, and we are unsure what the brand might be attached to. It's amazing to think that the new version of Mattel's Master of the Universe Classics line could be coming. We know that the Bound of Pride line is a dream, but we need to keep tabs on this as a trademark could amount to something in the future. Oh my God. Oh my God. This was last year, November 11th, 2022. The article continues to go on, and you guys are free to read this whole explanation as to what is possible. But there were trademark applications in 2021-03 for Modulock. All right, so here, this is interesting. Modulock had a trademark app at that point. Multibot had a trademark app in 2022. All right, Rio Blast had a trademark in 2021. These are not a joke. These are real. Gwildor was set up for a trademark in 2021, right? Guys, go ahead and read this article for yourselves. Now, these are not attached to the. Now, it should be noted that these are not attached to the filing for Neo-Classics. Okay, so that's something, but it really does really give you some sort of question Could Scott be right? Guys, what do you think? What does this mean? And then I have another little tidbit to share after we go through this. But guys, I'm going to put it to the panel now. What the hell is going on, guys? Tell me what your thoughts are right now.
Could he be half right?
Well, I mean,
Right,
is it really a surprise kind of thing?
Is it really a surprise? We cut though for sure. I did that for Crispy Critter. I'm shocked. I am shocked. In truth, I'm shocked. I am actually shocked. I had no idea Classics was under trademark again. In any sort of regard, that shocked me. And you know what? I wasn't gonna. This wasn't supposed to be a bombshell moment. This is just what the heck, okay? But we cannot underestimate Scott Neitlich, guys. This is something that we have to acknowledge. The man is smart. The man is smart. He knows way more about this industry than we ever. I know. Easy there, Ken. Easy. But the truth is, he's not going to say something without actually having researched this. Guys, come on! Don't be silent. Talk to me. What are your thoughts? What's going on?
He ends up being even remotely right, we're going to see the video drops of victory laps around his living room, right? And that's why that's why I was kind of going like this. I'm like, all right, well, thank you for the information, but then there's that whole caveat on the side, right? So like, is he smart, or is he just getting the reaction out of us that he knows we're going to, Is he just sort of like knowingly starting something, knowing it's going to get a reaction by putting a hot take out there, and then, so is that you know where I'm going with this train of thought. If you're right, you're right. I just I don't want to see the fist bumps and self patting on the back after the fact. You know what I mean?
We don't want to hear the fallout.
I got nothing against the guy. I just what I'm referring to. I've seen his videos before, and if he's watching, he's probably laughing right now, saying, "Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do." Right? So I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know if he'd be laughing, truthfully.
Okay, fair enough.
Natural Nate Marvel, thank you for the $10 super chat. Does the exclusive Does the exclusive Grizzlor come with a conditioner?
Mine
He needs it.
Mine has had fur coming out of it every time I touch them.
I was gonna say, Buds needs Rogaine.
Yeah,
that was a good one. That was a good one. Oh my gosh, that's great. Kel's basically not even. Kel's not having it. He is not having it. Kirk is not happy. We're feeding the monster. No.
Yeah, see, that's why I just stick to him talking about classic videos, because that is honestly what he does know best.
The director's commentary on the Motu classic stuff, like he was not only there for that, but he was behind it. So it's like that stuff you can take like absolutely
really, like everything that he knows. Like he's very knowledgeable about the industry, but that's 2010 knowledge. We don't really know what he's been fully working up to date. I know he was working on like the Jack's specific, like the Mario ones, but we don't know what he's actually doing with that company. We don't know if he's working with distributors and whatnot. So that's why I kind of have to hold everything he says with a very big grain of salt, because in my eyes, it's still that 2010 knowledge.
And the other thing too is like it's Mattel Classics. So if it does come to pass, what other characters can we see that aren't Motu related? Because that's an interesting part of this conversation too, and that's the part that if we do touch upon that's the part that I'd love to speculate on, right? Yeah.
Interesting ideas. You know what? I'm gonna flash Lost It Bostic in a second, but there's another bit of information I came across. Let's have a look at this, guys, because not all hope is lost. Let's have a look at this. So I was like, you know what? As much as I respect Scott, I don't want it to end. So I went ahead and looked up the actual Thanks to Toy Habits. Toy Habits did all of this, guys. If you want to be up to date on everything toy related, definitely follow Toy Habits. They have the inside scoop. I went ahead and they sent me the actual application, which is available online, and it went on to say in the registration requirement that mark for Neo-Classics trademark registration is intended to cover category of toy vehicles and accessories. Therefore, that got me thinking. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. 4 standard trademarks, new application process, games, toys, sporting goods, the cutlery, machinery, tool parts thereof, printing and publications, merchandise not otherwise classified. There's not much more information on this, but that idea of vehicles continued to bug me. I went on to Mattel Creations to do a search, and Neo-Classics series history came up by K Macho. And K Macho went on to say, "Hola, everybody. I would like to learn," and this was on July 7th of 2021. "I would like to learn more about the history of Neo-Classics. Everyone does, and does anybody have any knowledge to share with me? Is going to be really appreciated." Going through this sent me down a bit of a rabbit hole. Guys,
Hot Wheels.
hold on to your hats here. back in a few years back, Hot Wheels released a line called Hot Wheels Neo-Classics series.
There we go. This is where I was going with it. I was like, what else is out there?
Oh
right?
boy. Okay, so
not a Hot Wheels guy. Didn't know. Had a hunch.
I know why I
Okay,
don't
didn't know.
get too worried about it, you know.
oh man. Okay, so again, I'm not. This is just one of those things where a little bit of knowledge is great. A lot of knowledge is great. A little bit of knowledge is sometimes dangerous. But we don't know. We just don't know. Neo-Classics is an interesting specific terminology, right? And bravo to Toy Habits for fishing out all of this information, helping me with this. Now we have several different properties crossing lines, and really it's interesting to see where this is finally showing up. So, lot of questions tonight. Lot of questions. So many things to think about. Guys, what are our final thoughts on this? Is this something that we really have to be worried about?
No. No. Until anything official comes out, no.
Not at all. Not at all. I think you're going to get the characters you want regardless of the name on the packaging, the name of the sub-brand on the packaging. I think this is a lot of searching for clicks and getting reactions, right? Sorry, I'm pausing a lot because I'm like, it's like hoping Fred from Mattel comes bursting in the door,
Right?
and knocks something down, because I will shut up just for that moment.
I don't know if Fred's going to make it tonight.
I have a feeling that Fred if he knows we're expecting him, I don't think he shows, right? I think if we're in the middle of a trivia game or something like that, he'll show up and give all the answers, troll us, and then leave, and then drop some knowledge about Masters in the Universe, Eternity, and all that. So
Fred might be protecting himself. We'll see how far that goes.
Yeah,
he might have been giving out too much information, and that can be dangerous, right?
Yeah, he's clearing it with executive how much he can say before he comes on.
Oz, bring us home. What are your thoughts on this one?
So it's funny because as you were bringing up and talking about Toy Habits, I went ahead and I did a Google for Neo-Classic and Mattel and came up with the Hot Wheels line. And I was like, well, isn't that interesting? So I kind of figured out where you were going with that exactly, because I do try to like to stay informed the best I can.
There you go.
Scott was very specific in saying Mattel Classics.
Yeah.
Yes,
not mentioning Neo-Classic.
Very specific. So,
as we've stated, he is intelligent enough to know how to say things.
Yes.
Because he leaves himself very ambiguous, so that if he's not exactly right, he can go back and say, well, this is what I actually said. Because we've seen him do it in videos. He's smart enough to cover his tracks so that he can backtrack himself and still come out looking like, hey, this is exactly what I said and this is right. And, I think he's just really stirring the pot based off of what he had formerly said. And now somebody's come through and basically shot him down saying, well, according to Mattel themselves, not an ex-employee, they're good until fall. But we have at least seen enough evidence to start saying he could be very right, however, about them pulling it from retail shelves. And, I think that's the important thing here. Are we going to be looking at Masters of the Universe in retail, or is it going to switch to a fully online model? I think that's really what we're looking at.
Yeah.
I'm okay as long as it's still available. And to be honest, probably be a lot easier to purchase, provided things stay in stock. Like right now, going back to wave 10, trying to get like the King Randor wave, just popped up on Entertainment Earth. So if you didn't get it before, now it's finally available again, but it's been sold out for a couple months. And when are we going to see that first wave 11 back in stock again? Or even wave 12 for that matter, coming up. So, I mean, he's got enough knowledge to know how to word around what he's saying to make sure that he can come out semi squeaky clean on the other end without having too much shit on his shoes. But in any case, I really, really just want to keep seeing Masters of the Universe. That's the tail end of it.
Yeah, I'm. So, one more time, and I'm going to make this very, very clear, as clear as I can be. I respect Scott Neidlich immensely. He has been able to educate many of us throughout the years that he's been on YouTube about how the industry works, and I cannot fault anybody for that. What he says is not untrue. I mean, I myself have dealt with manufacturing on several levels, and whether it's him or whether it's Fred from Mattel, whether it's anybody, those people who have been there and really understand the inner works of this, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt on that level. My where I really get it hurts me inside when there's a definitive statement made, and that's actually what really causes me to just have those nails on chalkboard moments where it's like the line is dead. I just do not, as a fan, I just do not want to hear it. That's the problem, right? And because I don't want to hear it, I need to have some sort of validation. And this past weekend, when Jay went to Germany and just said, I saw this, 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 and I was like, yes, it's happening. It's, we are going to see Motu until the fall. 2023 is at least going to have another set of Motu, and we're going to see more Motu in the stores. Maybe not the stores. Okay, I'm going to take that back a little bit. Maybe not in the big box stores, but we could probably see it in your GameStops. We could probably see it in your comic book shops, right? Your smaller, even, and you know what? I hate to say it this way, guys, but this is probably where they're going to end up in a lot of ways. Probably the full price though. Your Ollies, your smaller retailers, but at least they're going to be there, and at least they're going to be available to us, right? And you know what? At the end of the day, that is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the idea that we are going to continue seeing this line continue into 2024. Hopefully, we're going to see more vehicles. We're going to see more exclusives, unfortunately, at Walmart, and that scares me the most now, right? But
Walmart Con.
Yeah, but I, for one, am truly hopeful that I can arrange something with Scott to have him on as a guest. And if it happens, you know what? The truth is, I will make it as civil as possible, guys. This is the truth, okay? If we do get Scott on the stream again, it's going to be pretty much an objective, okay, and non-biased type of look at what's going on. Okay, we're going to let Scott talk. We're going to let him explain, where his head's at and what he's doing, and I'm not going to ask him definitively where he gets the stuff. That's his business, okay? But I do want to know from him directly, right? What are his thoughts for the future of Motu? Where are we going with the line? And does it have a chance to come back to retail at some point? Because he's pretty definitive that it's not going to come back to big box retail, right? So I really want to pick his brain at that. And everyone is welcome to ask questions in the chat if I actually make it happen. But as I said, it's going to be a very civil discussion, and if we end up getting Scott on, seriously, don't be a troll, right? Don't spam, right? Don't say the same thing over and over and over again, because you know what, we're going to have mods, we're going to have people who are going to look at this, and you know what, they're going to be paying attention as to what people are saying, and if there's nothing useful being added to the conversation, then it's not going to be allowed. Okay, so that's what's happening. And you're probably wondering why I'm talking like this. Well, I think you can infer what's happening, so I'm not going to say too much more outside of that. So guys, I hope you all will join me in the future for a discussion with Scott Knight. Like hopefully soon we will make an announcement if it does happen. So yeah, guys, it has been one heck of a roller coaster, though.
Yeah.
I want to thank each and every one of my special guests here tonight. Osterman is Toys, Toy Connections, and My Buddy Customs. Guys, let's go through each of your. How can we reach you, and how can people take a look at your wonderful channels? Let's start with the newest member of our group, My Buddy Customs, Budrick.
Oh.
Bud, my friend,
Yes.
let us know what's going on with your channel. Tell everybody. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
just one second. Modulock confirmed. You know what, brother? It's one of these things. We'll see. Go ahead, bud.
Actually, just quick, with Frogmonger, the chest, I believe the feet and the hands can be used for like a Modulock. The green designs on his chest are very similar to Modulock's chest. So I definitely think he is coming. But okay. Anyways, so I'm starting a new YouTube channel for the first time called My Buddy's Customs. I will be painting figures, creating customs, doing dioramas on the cheap. I want the community to be involved because the community itself is a very big thing to me, and I definitely think that should be an important thing to bring it all together for my channel. But I will post my channel here in the chat. And I have not posted any videos yet. I'm going to be recording my first video this week where I'm going to be painting my 3D resin printed Modi.
Sweet. That's excellent. You know what? I think a lot of people are looking forward to more Modi anytime, anywhere.
Yes.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going crazy in the chat right now. It's hilarious. Ken, how can people find you, and what are you up to these days, my friend?
Yeah, so you can find me just on Toy Connections, as written there on the screen. I'm also on Instagram. Some of you have seen me before on Mega J's channel here, and I've appeared with Oz before as well. I just dropped a video reviewing the HasLab Sky Striker today, so have a look if you're curious about my thoughts on that. But otherwise, you can probably find me streaming every weekend, whether I'm on here or whether I'm on my own channel. And you'll see Oz on there too, and maybe you'll see Buddy's Customs on there as well. So that's what I'm up to and what I will be up to. Good.
Sweet. Sorry, I was
all good.
All right, and Oz, my friend, how can thank you so much for moderating as well, Oz. I really appreciate it. How can people check you out, my friend?
Well, go ahead and swing by Ostradamus Toys on YouTube and IG. You can hit me up there. I'm also on Twitter, just not as active. You can find me, of course, every Thursday night on Toy Frenzy at Skelevator's channel. And yeah, I'll be going live this upcoming Thursday, this upcoming Saturday. And you never know. I like to pop up here whenever Mega J, blows the horn of Gondor and all must come, and Same thing with Ken. You know, I've gone on TKO a couple times now with Ken. I really enjoy doing shows with him. Yeah, it's just a fun community to be a part of. So, you know, I make my rounds. You'll see me popping up everywhere. And of course, as a matter of fact, with my buddies customs, we're going to make plans really soon to get into customizing. I have never really customized a figure before. So my buddy's going to give me a show or teach me how to do it.
We're going to pick the same figure and go live and paint.
That's right.
Teach them how.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Once again, I want to thank everyone who sent in a super chat, including, of course, Natural Knight Marvel and Eldor. Eldor did send one from Masterversal Toy Hunter. Thank you so much. If I forgot anybody who did send in a super chat, it's my apologies. It's just the chat was flying tonight. It was hard to keep up. I really do want to thank all my special guests here tonight because this has been an absolute crazy situation. I do have to say that if something does come out of if something does come out of Mattel Classics, I would be happy for it. Any way I can still get Master Universe, I will take it. But it is some food for thought because even though we figured out what Neo-Classics might be, and again, we're not 100% sure about any of this, but even though we might have figured out what Neo-Classics might be, Scott seems to have some sort of idea what Mattel Classics actually is. And I'm not sure where that's coming from, and I hope if we do get him on the stream at some point that he can definitely give us an overlook as to what's happening and you know, maybe an insight as to how he gets his information. That I think would be excellent. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. I did want to give one more huge shout out to of course I didn't have it ready, my Patreon and channel members, the supporters here of the channel. And of course, like I said, I didn't have it ready. They are the reason this channel has been able to continue, and I really appreciate all their support.
Ooh, wow, the list has grown.
It's both Patreon and channel members. So Princess Cagley, Old IT Guy, Ryber Ken 33, Joseph Michaels, Gamer Bud, who's right here, Media Plus Toy Shops, Jordan from Canada, Nolan, Master Versal Toy Hunter, who gave a super chat today, John Mejia, Mitchell Bennett, Randall Gozig, Schwarzmat, Snell World, Skyfall, Toys Canada, Palpatine 1975, Darth Kumar, Smoked Ham, Tony Olivero, Kevin Herbert, Efren Rivera, Rufus Roger, the other Nolan, John Joker, Sir Clifton, Terrence St. John, Ostermander Toys, who is right here, and of course Justin Huffman, and of course Bella. Thank you everybody for your wonderful support. If you guys are in the position to help out the channel, please check out the Patreon page, MegaJ Retro on Patreon, and of course you can become a channel member right here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. I really hey, there's Oz. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Guys, thank you again. I want to thank all my special guests. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Have a
Good
good one.
journey.
There we go, guys. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. Guys, we do have the power. Trust me, we really, really do. And Mattel knows it. And apparently Scott Knightley will know it soon too. I'm just kidding, guys. Seriously, it's been a lot of fun. And you know what, Scott, if you're listening, let's do this, man. Let's get this together. Let's talk. You know, I think everybody wants to hear what you have. Seriously, I think everyone does want to hear what you have to say. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey, everybody.
Take care.
Geek proud.
Bye.